Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. Beautiful day here in the Catskills. Getting right into this, Jim Breuer, number 1972 on Joe Rogan. I was pretty pumped up for this one. I'm a big fan of Jim Breuer. He is so animated. He's a wild guy, right? Saturday Night Live guy. He's done other things. I didn't particularly care about some of the things he said during COVID, but nevertheless, he is a great storyteller. His life is kind of wild growing up, and the way he tells the stories, like Jim Breuer, he is just good dude. I really like him. So here's the problem, though, I have with Joe. You're almost guaranteed every single podcast he's going to bring up COVID. He's going to talk about how CNN said he he injected ivermectin, or he took ivermectin. He was unvaccinated, and basically, you know the story, horse dewormer. The fucking guy, Joe, will not let it go. It's been over 2 years, and then he has this whole false notion that they said it because he got well so fast, and they were upset or jealous that his thing, ivermectin, and not the vaccine, worked. It's like so nutty. But anyway, here we go. It's only, let's see, 15 minutes in. And Joe, here we go. You know what's coming. It'll go on and on, this rant about how they went after him with horse dewormer. So here's Jim Breuer. And Joe, I'm just going to hold up my phone for like a minute. Ready?
People you love, and I go, you're the example of when you got sick.
Here we go.
Right? And then you come on and you say, hey, this is what I did, and blah, 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 and hey, it helped me. Right? That's all you did.
Yeah.
Now, it's how nobody sees that moment. If the world
I'll
is
explain
in such
in a second.
utter despair from a disease or whatever you want to, is killing everyone. Now let's say it wasn't that. We didn't have the news. You just heard people go, oh my God, everyone's dying. Everyone's dying. And like, well, what do we got to do about it? You have to get a shot in the neck. You got to get the shot. Well, is there any other? No, there's no. And then out of nowhere, someone
He does
goes,
crack
hey,
me
man,
up. The
I
way
ate
he's
this plant.
so animated.
I'm not saying no. I'm just telling you, I ate this plant.
He's
this
funny,
berry.
right?
Actually, kind of tasted another. I ate the berry, and then I did like 10 jumping jacks, and fucking stood out in the sun for an hour. And I don't know which of the remedy, but it helped. You think one person will go, whoa? What did you do? Not one human being. And when you saw the vicious attack,
Well, it was a coordinated response.
This is
it's
what he
very
says.
clear why they did it.
Why did they do it,
because
Joe?
I said that I got better and I wasn't vaccinated.
dude.
And I got better quick.
It's not true.
And they were mad. And so the
No
best
one
thing
was
they
mad.
did, the dumbest thing they did, was say I took veterinary medicine. When they're talking about a drug that is on the World Health Organization's list of
There's
essential
no
medicines.
scientific proof.
It's like they've had billions of prescriptions, not like 100,000, like billions of prescriptions of ivermectin.
I got so pissed at someone
there you
might
go.
hear it.
So you'll hear it every podcast, and he'll talk about it for a half hour, 45 minutes, hour. Sometimes he'll devote his whole podcast to the ivermectin and the horse dewormer and the COVID and how they were after him. Here's the deal, Joe. No one's coming after you. What we were trying to avoid, and we all know this, is this vaccine hesitancy. All right, we made a lot of mistakes. I agree. So when you're talking about injecting or taking ivermectin, you know, it's unorthodox. That's exactly what happened. So very annoying. I don't know when he's going to let it go. I'm like, Joe, you have a great life, right? You're hundreds of millions of dollars you're worth now, right? What is the contract with Spotify? I think it's $200 million. Just opened up a nice, I don't know, comedy club, the Mothership or whatever it is. And Joe's not even really a good comedian, in my opinion. A lot of other people think he's not funny at all. I think he's funny on his podcast. His stand-up is like, not very good. So, you know, like Joe, let it go. Let it go, bro. All right. More to come. I'm going to do a couple more videos on this Jim Breuer because it's really good, real interesting. By the way, Trump was on the Full Send podcast. I don't know if people are familiar with it. I found out about Full Send when O.J. Simpson was on, and I actually did a video here. And I thought they did a really good job. Started with this Trump thing, and it's so, I'll do a separate video for this, by the way, but it's so empty. There's nothing there. And he's like, oh, we need you to be president. These kids are young kids who do this Full Send. And I'm like, I can't watch this. I think I got to like 8 minutes, and I go, I can't do this. So anyway, more to come. Beautiful day here in the Catskills. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. Jim Breuer and Joe Rogan. Let it go, Joe.